All right, let's talk about the wreckage of the season 4 finale of HBO's Industry. It was just absolute chaos, right? And once the dust finally settled, pretty much no one was left standing. The Guardian actually hailed the finale for cementing the show's status as truly twisted, top-tier television. And man, they were not wrong. It's dark, it's complicated, and it's just a completely gripping hour of TV that sets up a final season that's promising a real reckoning, not redemption. So let's get into how it all just fell apart. The entire season, and really all the fallout in the finale, it all hinges on one single catastrophic event: the implosion of a company called Tender. So just in case you need a quick recap, Tender was this super high-profile payment provider, a supposed disruptor. But in classic industry style, it turned out to be a massive scam. And its spectacular collapse is what triggered this huge personal and professional crisis for our three main characters. And this wasn't just some simple business failure, not at all. You had Sir Henry Muck at the center of it all, and Kit Harington just nailed this role, playing him with this perfect, reckless fragility. And he was being totally manipulated by the real mastermind, Whitney. But what made it truly explosive were these whispers of Russian money and deep political connections. So this wasn't just fraud, it was a crisis of celebrity and global politics, and it basically set the stage for three very, very different fates. All right, so let's look at the first person at this crossroads, the one and only Harper Stern. Professionally, Harper has literally never been stronger. Her fund makes an astonishing $110 million in profit just by successfully shorting Tender. I mean, she used that infamous, often monstrous knack she has for destruction to expose this whole fraudulent empire, and she won big. And here's the crucial shift in her character, right? This isn't just about greed anymore. For 3 whole seasons, Harper has been the show's most efficient monster. But now, her ruthlessness has a new direction. She's weaponizing the system's own rot for a very calculated purpose. And what's wild is that for the first time, she's actually sharing the credit. But, while Harper found this new path, her longtime rival, Yasmin Kara-Hanani, she plunged down a much, much darker one. And this is where the season gets truly chilling. This contrast is really what gets to the heart of the finale. You've got Harper on one side, turning the system's corruption into a weapon. And then you see Yasmin's path. The question the show is asking is so much bleaker than just reform. Do you weaponize the rot, or do you just let it consume you? After the Tender collapse, she's newly divorced and completely untethered, and Yasmin just reinvents herself. She becomes what the show calls a broker of proximity, arranging access between powerful men and disturbingly young women at these fundraisers for far-right politicians. And yeah, the parallel to the Ghislaine Maxwell scandal is no longer subtle at this point, it is the entire point. She tries to rationalize this disturbing new power play as just pragmatism, telling Harper, the world is showing you what it is. Her transformation is complete in this one absolutely chilling moment. A young woman tries to open up to her about a traumatic experience, and Yasmin just shuts her down with this cold corporate cliche, a Latin motto. It is exactly the kind of thing her corrupt, abusive father would have said. And in that instant, Yasmin fully steps into his shadow, and it is absolutely terrifying to watch. And finally, that brings us to Sir Henry Muck. His journey after the collapse isn't one of escape, but of a very belated and very complicated kind of accountability. So Whitney offers him a way out, right? A plane, cash, a new identity, the whole package. But Henry refuses, telling him, I'd rather die as me than run as you. It's this powerful rejection of a life in hiding. Instead, he pleads guilty, publicly names Whitney as the shadow man behind it all, and accepts house arrest. In the morally gray universe of industry, seeing a character actually choose to face the music, that's a rare thing. So after all that chaos, let's take stock. Where does the finale leave our main players? And what does it all set up for the show's confirmed final season? You can see their paths just completely diverged. Henry is disgraced, sure, but he's finally found a moral center. Harper is professionally on top of the world, but her morality is more ambiguous than ever. And then there's Yasmin, who's achieved this new kind of social power, only to be left morally lost and utterly alone, listening to a voicemail from her dead father on repeat. It's just brutal. And for any of you eagle-eyed fans, the episode wasn't quite over. Right before the credits rolled, there was this brief, almost Marvel-style flash of Whitney bathed in this ominous red light. It's a pretty clear hint that the Shadow Man's story is far from over. And the stakes for his return could not be higher. HBO and the creators have confirmed that the upcoming Season 5 will be the end of the line. The party at Pierpoint & Company is officially coming to a close. But if this finale teaches us anything, it's that the ultimate question of the entire series isn't about who wins or who loses in the market. It's so much darker than that. This is the real question industry leaves us with. It's not about financial ruin, it's about a personal one. Because in this world, the greatest risk isn't going bankrupt. It's becoming someone you can no longer even recognize in the mirror. And that is the final brutal trade.